All right, what's going on, everyone? So 2 weeks ago, I posted a video reacting to my worst NBA takes of the last year. And you guys showed that video so much love. I appreciate it. So today, we're running it back, except this time, I'm reacting to my best NBA takes of the last year. Let's just jump right in.
I don't think the Phoenix Suns should be considered a real title contender this year. Let me explain.
I was so right about the Phoenix Suns all last year. I thought they were just unbelievably overrated. And I mean, fast forward 9 months, they get swept in the first round. And yeah, that entire franchise is screwed now. But I want to see what I actually said.
So right now on Bovada, the Suns have the fourth best odds to win the title. I think that's crazy because I have three main concerns with this team. And no, none of them are about Kevin Durant or Devin Booker. Those guys are special. Question number one is Bradley Beal and all of the questions we should all be asking about him.
As a Wizards fan, I don't want to be saying this. I'm not saying this to hate. Brad's my guy. But it was just always so crazy to me that people thought the Suns were actually going to be title contenders. Man, it feels good to be right about this one.
People got to stop calling the Oklahoma City Thunder title contenders because they have one major flaw. So quick history lesson. The youngest team to ever win an NBA.
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. There was no take that I was louder about last year on my channel than the fact that I didn't like the Oklahoma City Thunder. I was lower than most people on Shea. I said the team had absolutely 0% chance of winning an NBA title. And people hated that take. People thought it was so disrespectful that I said they didn't have a chance, even though I was using, look at this, historical data. It's not even a crazy take to say that playoff experience matters, and yet people were so mad at that. Let's keep watching.
The championship was the 97 Blazers. This Thunder team is even younger. There have been other young teams that have lost in the finals, like the 95 Magic with Shaq and Penny, or the 2012 Thunder with KD, Russ, and Harden. But even those teams had key veterans playing significant minutes.
And then people told me that them trading for Gordon Hayward at the deadline was their key vet pickup. I mean, give me a break.
All right, here are my top 5 winners of the 2023 NBA draft. Number 1 is the Spurs. Don't think I need to explain that one. Number 2 is the Houston Rockets. Now look, I'm not the biggest Amen Thompson guy, but you can't deny his superstar upside. And to get Cam Whitmore at 20,
good takes.
Steal of the draft. Number 3 is my guy, Brandon Podziemski. He kind of has a little bit of Chris Paul and a little bit of Steph Curry in his game. And now he goes to the Warriors and is going to get to learn from both of them.
I was all in on Pods coming out of Santa Clara. Man, he was so good last year as a rookie too.
Another huge winner is the Dallas Mavericks. Here's everything they did tonight. They got rid of the Davis Bertans contract. They got their center of the future in Derek Lively. They traded for Rashawn Holmes and drafted a great defensive wing in Olivier Maxence Prosper. Then my final big winner is the Utah Jazz. Taylor Hendricks, Keontae George, Bryce Sensabaugh. 3 outstanding picks.
W's in the chat. Come on.
There's an NBA team that everybody is sleeping on that I think is going to make some serious noise in the East this year. Let's do a quick blind resume. What if I told you there was a team with 2 of the best young wings in the NBA, a young point guard coming off the best season of his career, a strong defensive center, they have a defensive player of the year candidate coming back from injury, they added 2 veterans who can light it up from 3, and added 2 lottery picks in the draft. Sounds like a guaranteed playoff team, right? Well, I'm talking about Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, and the Orlando Magic.
And for reference, people thought the Magic would be number 1 overall pick contention last year. Or maybe not that bad, but no one had the Magic in the playoffs. Maybe a few people had them in the play-in. I feel like I was one of the only people who had them as a top 6 seed.
The Magic are making the playoffs this year.
I also won money
think
on
they have
that.
a great chance to win the Southeast Division.
That also happened. They did win the Southeast, plus 800. I mean, don't play with me.
And hear me out, I think they're good enough to get the 6th seed in the East. There's a prospect in this year's NBA draft that everybody is sleeping on, except me. So before I reveal who this guy is, let's play a quick game.
You should be able to tell by the hair, but let's keep going.
What if I told you there was a do-it-all 6'6" wing with a 6'10" wingspan, put up big numbers on one of the best teams in the country, won a bunch of awards, and is an elite passer, defender, and shot creator? You'd think you'd be a pretty great prospect, right? Well, right now, Jaime Jaquez of UCLA is supposed to be a second-round pick, and I think that's crazy.
So obviously he ends up going top 20 to the Heat, but he was not supposed to. I think I made this video maybe 3 weeks before the draft in 2023. And yeah, Jaquez was getting projected as a second rounder. I mean, my draft takes last year were on fire. I've had plenty of horrible misses in the draft. I thought Anthony Davis would be a bust way back in middle school in like 2012. I mean, yeah, I thought Emmanuel Mudiay was the next great NBA point guard. Trust me, I've had plenty of misses in the draft. Last year's draft, I was in my bag.
And so while he might not have superstar potential in the league, he's the kind of guy that's going to help a team win a championship.
How cool is that? I literally pointed out 17, 18, 19, including the Heat at 18 as a spot where I would take Jaquez when people had him in the 30s. And hey, if you're an NBA or NFL fan like I am, then you should check out the sponsor of today's video, Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Here are some of my favorite NFL season-long picks. Let me know in the comments if you're tailing or fading. And yeah, look, Underdog is available in 30 plus states, so make sure you use code DrewFenny when you sign up for up to $250 in bonus cash. Appreciate you guys. Now let's get back to the video.
All right, here's my top 10 NBA MVP ladder at the All-Star break. So look, I'll admit it, it feels pretty weird.
Okay, so for this one, let's just skip forward to the actual 10. The good take here is that even when people were giving the Mavs crap, I was still defending Luka.
He's my MVP. The fact that Luka Doncic isn't a frontrunner for MVP right now is honestly a joke.
Yeah, so this is the same deal as this past video. February 14th, I was all in on Luka as my frontrunner for MVP when seemingly no one else was.
Here are my top 5 winners of overall a pretty boring NBA trade deadline. Winner number 1 is the New York Knicks. Bojan Bogdanovic is one of my favorite dudes in the NBA. The guy's a bucket. And the Knicks got him and Alec Burks without having to give up a first. Winner number 2 is Luka, because the Mavs actually got him some help. I like Grant Williams, but PJ Washington is just better and a better fit on this team. Don't sleep on Daniel Gafford either, who's instantly the most athletic center.
Don't sleep on Daniel Gafford, baby. Leave it to a Wizards fan to actually have known what kind of dude Daniel Gafford and what kind of ability he was going to bring to the Mavs last year. That's pretty cool. I mean, they ended up making the finals in large part because of PJ and Daniel. So,
has ever played with. The Dallas Mavericks are going to the NBA Finals. I was talking about next year, 2024.
Okay, so if you don't know the context of that video, I said the Mavs were winning the West back in 2022, 2023, last NBA season. Obviously, they missed the playoffs. I then filmed that video saying, or jokingly saying, oh, no, I was talking about next year. Or maybe I was.
It's official. People are sleeping way too hard on the Dallas Mavericks in the conference finals. So let's talk about it, because number 1, love Ant, Luka Doncic is still the best player in this series, and that matters a lot.
It was just so crazy to me that time and time again, last season, people slept on Luka and the Mavs. Like, every single series, I mean, people thought they would lose to the Clippers. Like, what are we doing? So yeah, I picked the Mavs to beat the Clippers. I picked the Mavs to beat the Thunder, and then I picked the Mavs to beat the T-Wolves. And that T-Wolves pick, nobody had. I mean, no one was picking the Mavs to win that series after Minnesota had beaten Denver. Did I then also pick the Mavs to beat Boston? You know what? Don't worry about it.
And then look, throw in the fact that the Celtics have home court advantage, and they've been here before in a way most of the Mavs haven't. It makes sense why the Celtics are currently heavy favorites over on Bovada. And so yeah, all of that to say, you think I'm betting against playoff Luka? Give me Mavs in 6.
Maybe I was a little too high on the Mavs last year. Well, yeah, man, look, that was a fun video to make. Unlike what some of you guys think, I don't always have the worst takes on YouTube, especially with that draft stuff. I feel like I actually had some pretty decent takes last year. But yeah, man, if you're still watching, thank you so much. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and comment below what you want to see from me on long form next. I want to keep making these long form videos because It's just different than the shorts, and I enjoy it a lot. So thank you guys again for watching. Peace out. I'll see you guys next time.